Daliop Samaila. Do remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network, for updates. The federal government says it would continue to vigorously pursue the repatriation of looted Nigeria's artifacts across the world abroad, including the 1,130 Benin bronzes in Germany's public museum. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the assurance while receiving the Oba of Benin, Oba Iwere II. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The Benin monarch Oba Iwere II, accompanied by members of the Royal Court of Benin and the Board of Trustees of the Benin Royal Museum, was at the State House to formally thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his intervention that led to the return of Benin bronzes and artifacts to the country, and indeed their original place of abode after 125 years.
The joy of my people at home and in the diaspora knows no bound on the return of the two bronzes and the eventual return of all our artifacts. We therefore hold these objects in trust for the benefit of all. We want to reassure Mr. President that the Royal Court of Benin and the NCMM are working closely to ensure the safe custody, preservation, and enhancement of these Benin bronzes and artifacts, not only for their cultural and economic benefits, but more particularly towards the promotion of the tourism industry in Nigeria.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, affirmed that Nigeria would continue to assert its right over all its antiquities around the world.
We will not relent until all our pillaged artifacts are brought back home. To those that are still exercising doubts about releasing these antiquities to us, we urge them to give the issue a second thought. There is no way a Benin bronze, forcefully taken from the ancient Benin Kingdom, can become the property of a foreign museum.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, the return of the two important Benin bronzes has brought immense goodwill and acclaim to Nigeria.
Because of our determined efforts, Nigeria is now regarded to be in the forefront globally in the struggle to repatriate illicitly exported artifacts back to their countries of origin. I am very delighted to see the happiness that these efforts have brought to His Majesty Oba Iwere II, the Oba of Benin.
The President noted that these great cultural and artistic works, not only from Benin, but also Ife, Nok, and Igbo-Ukwu, are records of the nation's history and cannot become properties of others. The federal government, he promised, will continue to do whatever it takes towards getting more of these artifacts repatriated to the country.
In furtherance to these efforts, an agreement between Nigeria and Germany is currently being prepared. When concluded, it will signify the return to Nigeria by Germany of all the 1,130 Benin bronzes in Germany's public museums. This will be a monumental achievement. Furthermore, on the 7th of this month, the Glasgow City Council agreed to return 17 Benin bronzes to Nigeria. We look forward to a future when these returned antiquities and our arts and culture shall be deployed in generating revenue for the nation.
President Buhari described as gladdening that the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture and the National Commission for Museums and Monuments are reaching out to other nations and cultural institutions on traveling exhibitions to showcase the rich culture of Nigeria through these antiquities. This, however, said, can only happen if the national treasures are properly maintained and indeed preserved in good condition at all times. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
2 years after the global lockdown to slow the COVID-19 pandemic, the traditional Salah homage to the president by residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, returns to the Aso Rock Villa. A statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President, Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, indicates that President Muhammadu Buhari is set to receive the visitors, numbering about 100 at 3 p.m. on Salah Day, Sunday or Monday, itself to be determined by moon sighting to be announced by Islamic authorities in the country. The statement adds that although it is a sign of normalcy, those invited are still required to wear face masks and undergo the linear COVID-19 test at the State House Conference Center as condition for admittance to the event. Under the leadership of its President General and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, felicitates with the Muslim Ummah and the entire country on the occasion of the 1443 Eid-el-Fitr. In a statement, the Council reminded Muslims that Zakatul Fitr is a compulsory food levy imposed on the privileged to be given to the less privileged in the society, and therefore appeals to all concerned to ensure that they do not only comply, but comply on time. The President General enjoins Nigerian Muslims Ummah to search for the crescent of Sha'awal immediately after sunset on Saturday, April 30th, 2022, which is equivalent to 29th Ramadan. If the crescent is sighted, then the Sultan would declare Sunday, May 1st, 2022 as the first of Sha'awal and the day of Eid-el-Fitr. However, if the crescent is not sighted that day, then Monday, May 2nd, 2022 automatically becomes the day of Eid-el-Fitr. Members of the National Moon Sighting Committee can be contacted to report credible and positive sighting of the crescent of Sha'awal. First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has emphasized the need for well-meaning Nigerians to continue assisting the less privileged groups, particularly in the health sector, to improve their general well-being for a better society. The First Lady stated this during the presentation of some drugs to vulnerable communities across the 6 states of the Federation. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports that this is part of the First Lady's medical outreach through her Future Assured program.
Over 30 different types of medical supplements to aid in the treatment of common ailments such as malaria, high blood pressure, diabetes, including other dietary and nutrition supplements, were distributed to the vulnerable communities, particularly in the northern part of the country. Presenting the items to the representatives of the 6 benefiting states, including Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Borno, Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger, the First Lady, in a message, enjoined them to ensure judicious utilization of the drugs.
The First Lady particularly directed that these medicines that have been distributed to the states should be extended to hard-to-reach areas, remote parts of these states, where the vulnerable and the poor reside, those who cannot afford to buy drugs, prescription drugs.
The children.
The beneficiaries expressed their happiness with the gesture.
We really thank her because this is a very good time that people need such interventions in their lives.
The First Lady reaffirmed her commitment to extend similar interventions to other parts of the country. I am Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Presidential, governorship and legislative aspirants from All Progressives Congress have continued to pick up nomination and expression of interest forms. Correspondent Salihu Gwanara reports that the National Organizing Secretary of the party, Suleiman Argungu, has been stressing the commitment of the party to conduct hitch-free primary elections to elect credible candidates ahead of 2023.
The Secretariat of the APC has temporarily relocated to the International Conference Center in Abuja, where majority of the activities are being carried out. These, the National Organizing Secretary, Suleiman Argungu, says, are part of the reforms towards laying a solid foundation for a hitch-free pre-election processes.
We also want to assure all members of the APC, not only the aspirant, but all members who are going to elect the aspirant, that we want a free and fair.
Party members, especially those aspiring for elective offices ahead of the 2023 general elections, seems comfortable with this development.
We expect that during the primaries, they will be free and fair.
And my expectation is the same, is that going forward, everybody can express their right to participate in a way that is free and fair.
I personally wouldn't have expected less. Abdullahi Adamu is a well-experienced political guru.
We want a real contest. Let the popular candidate emerge, the one that can win for the party.
Aspirants and their supporters are hopeful that the exercise will produce future political leaders who will sustain and propagate the party's progressive ideology for national development. From the International Conference Center in Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party presidential screening panel has disqualified 2 out of the 17 presidential aspirants that appeared before it for screening. Chairman of the panel and former President of the Senate, David Mark, disclosed this at the end of the screening exercise in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
17 presidential aspirants, including 1 female, subjected themselves to the PDP screening panel ahead of the May 28 and 29 primary election.
We have followed the process, and I believe that the screening went very well.
I was the only aspirant they spent the longest time with, and because they needed to know a lot about me.
The party have the final say. I can't have a thought. I'm a member of the party.
I'm a Democrat. If anyone of us gets it, other than myself, I'm ready to support him or her.
I am for zoning. And I believe the best thing this party can do for posterity, for tomorrow, so as not to cause confusion, is for this party to zone this presidential election.
The party is supreme. If the party has spoken, we all abide by what the party has said.
I believe that I was scared through, but I don't want to say I have scared through.
It was a very straightforward exercise. I'm looking forward to a robust engagement with Nigerians in the coming days.
Chairman of the screening panel, David Mark, at the end of the exercise said 2 were not cleared out of the 17 aspirants that appeared before the panel.
We cleared 15, 2 have not been cleared. Now don't ask me those who have been cleared and those who have not been cleared, because I won't tell you. We haven't released the result to them.
The 9-man screening panel is expected to immediately submit its report to the PDP National Working Committee, while those not cleared are free to make their complaints to the screening appeal panel. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
National Population Commission says it is intensifying efforts to conduct a successful census in 2023. Federal Commissioner representing Plateau State, Cecilia Dapuet, gave this indication in Jos. Zanret Dimun has details.
The two pre-tests were conducted by the Commission to check the workings of human and material resources prior to the conduct of the next population and housing census. The Commissioner says the pre-tests were successfully carried out and all loopholes that were identified are being addressed to improve the Commission's delivery.
We are going to do a pilot census before the real one. It's just check and balance to make sure that all our equipment are functioning.
She adds that the Commission intends to conduct the exercise digitally to yield better outputs. The Commission also called on the public to be open to the process, as it will only generate information and data that will enhance government policies and programs.
It's now our duty to enlighten them about what census is to benefit them, not something they get money from. You know, when they get information about the kind of houses they have, the facilities they have, and the facilities they don't have, and you know, maybe there are many deaths through sickness and so forth, that will enable policymakers to now plan for them so that such problems will be eliminated.
In Jos, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
Skills acquisition, entrepreneurship, and financial empowerment are imperative to tackle unemployment and poverty in Nigeria. This was during the graduation of 205 trainees of the National Industrial Skills Development Program of the ITF. Ijoma Ozemena has more.
National Industrial Skills Development Program (NISDP) was initiated in 2016 to facilitate achievements of the federal government's policy on job and wealth creation, as well as drive the achievement of the economic recovery and growth plan.
You use the tools in doing what is supposed. At least let me train other people too, so that we have useful youth in the society. By using the tools, and then I'll teach them how they taught me on plumbing and pipe fittings.
Director General of Industrial Training Fund (ITF) says if Nigerians are equipped with relevant skills, unemployment and poverty will be reduced and attendant consequences addressed. As a leading human capital development institution, ITF, he says, is committed to implementing skill acquisition programs such as NSIDP to equip Nigerians for employability and entrepreneurship.
The emphasis on poverty alleviation and human capital development, among other things, in this study, to my mind, is a potential and persistent challenge for us as corporate organizations, non-governmental organizations, and as individuals engaged in human capital development of Nigeria to up our game.
He appealed to stakeholders to collaborate with the fund in training youths to impact on the economy. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
Panorama continues after this break. Stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Thank you for staying tuned. As the rains set in, farming activities are gradually picking up in Plateau State, with farmers cultivating farmlands for the planting season. Balkis Nuhu reports.
The rainy season signals commencement of farming activities. Clearing of farmlands and sorting of quality seeds such as maize, sorghum, beans, groundnuts, millet, cowpea and potato for planting are carried out to ensure high yield.
We are trying to plant sweet potatoes and maize.
Yes, we are trying to plant maize because some years rain have been gone early. That is why we started it now.
Plateau State is known for a variety of food crops, vegetables and fruit, which sets it apart from other states of the country. Some farmers say challenges they face during the period is fertilizer, improved seedlings and pest control.
Well, first of all, you see the cost of farming is becoming overwhelming every year because the cost of fertilizer and other chemicals we use for farming keep rising every year.
When I put the potato, when the potato reach, if I promote the potato, I will carry the potato to go market, go sell and so that to buy fertilizer, no problem with.
To get the insecticides is not easy, and we want government to provide it more so that we can get it easy to apply it for our crops.
They are optimistic that with government support and commitment, there will be bumper harvest. In Jos, Bilkisu Nuhu, NTA News.
We have in the studio Sani Alhaji Yahaya, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Plateau State. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
The rain has just started, and for sure farmers are beginning to clear the land in preparation for planting. What efforts is the government making to improve farming?
Thank you very much for this question. As government, there are policies on ground to assist farmers in terms of increasing their agricultural product. One of such, we have programs that the state government they key into with the federal government. For instance, we have the RAM, we have the NKS, we have other programs like the tractorization. All these are geared towards improving the crops or the farming season of the farmers. So these are some of the policies that are on ground.
Fertilizer is very important to the farmer. What's government's plan towards that?
Yeah, right now the government has already concluded issue to do with purchase of fertilizer, which is one of the critical input to agricultural production. So right now, government is just waiting for some logistics for distribution. So already this input has been acquired by government for onward distribution to farmers.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for being on Panorama.
Thank you.
I have been discussing with Sani Alhaji Yahaya, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Plateau State. Following the destruction of some buildings by rainstorm at the University of Jos, National Emergency Management Agency had an on-the-spot assessment of the affected areas with a view to finding possible solutions. Bilkisu Nuhu reports.
Inspecting the affected buildings, NEMA Zonal Coordinator North Central Eugene Nyelong sympathizes with the university over the devastation, describing the incident as unfortunate. He said NEMA, saddled with the responsibility of disaster management, will report the incident to the appropriate authority for possible assistance.
Basically, it's a process. We'll be able to quantify the extent of damage, both in, in monetary terms. It's a big loss to the university and a big loss to the nation.
Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Tanko Ishaya, appreciates the quick response from NEMA, noting with optimism that the affected areas will be fixed before academic activities resume. Professor Ishaya said the institution will not be deterred by the devastation. Rather, it will sustain efforts towards excellence.
Request to particularly NEMA is whatever support that they can provide us, to hasten the support so that we don't incur further, damages as a result of what actually happened.
The rainstorm affected the newly constructed complexes in the faculties of veterinary medicine, natural and agricultural sciences, as well as indoor sport complex donated by Korean government. In Jos, Bilkis Sunuhu, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Update with Olumide Oguntola.
Nigeria's under-17 female national team, the Flamingos, rounded off its training ahead of Saturday's second leg World Cup qualifiers in Cairo against host Egypt. The first leg at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, ended 4-0 in favor of the Nigerian girls. That is a step away from the final round of African qualification series. Back home in the Nigeria Professional Football League, club sides will have another opportunity this weekend to consolidate their league standings. Saturday matches are Eimba against Gombe, Niger Tornadoes versus Kano Pillars as Takada FC host Plateau United. For Sunday matches, Brothers will be at war as Sunshine Stars welcomes Oluyole Warriors, while MFM will entertain Enugu Rangers among other matches. From the English Premier League, Liverpool will play away to Newcastle United in an attempt to move to the first position, while Manchester City will also have opportunity to maintain its leadership position with an away encounter against Leeds United, among other matches. In volleyball, the chief of Naval Staff volleyball team have emerged winners of the National Division II Volleyball Championship in Jalingo, Taraba State. After 6 matches, the team garnered 18 points to win the league and pushed Plateau Rocks to the second spot with 15 points. Still on volleyball, all is now set for the maiden edition of the Glorious Kids Underage Volleyball Championship, scheduled to hold at the Life Camp Volleyball Court, Abuja, on the 7th of May 2022. Organizers say the one-day tournament is aimed at creating awareness, developing the game at grassroots, and to raise a new generation of volleyball players in FCT and Nigeria at large. Sports Update, Olumide Oguntola, NTA News.
That has been Panorama today. Be a star, join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. Many thanks for watching.